got that right.
Yeah.
Y'all fire away when ready.
Rick, how much confidence have you gained in these last two games just from being in there as much as you have and performing?
I've gained a lot of confidence, but most of my confidence came from practice. I feel like practice is where you boost your confidence and gain the trust of your teammates and start trusting yourself more. But yeah, I've gained a lot of confidence throughout these last two games.
What were you able to do in practice? Do you feel like against during camp and
Just focus on developing more and watching more film, and because if you watch a lot of film, then the game is 10 times easier. So I've definitely been in the film room a lot more and trying to work on that skill.
Ruke, what's got this defense playing at such a high level early in the season?
To be honest, it's just we just click well together, and no matter what it is, we play hard. No matter what game it is, because every game is the biggest game of the year, and so we just always want to play hard. It started since spring practice. I always knew this defense was going to be special. The first day of spring practice, everybody's balling out, going hard, and that's really all it is.
Coach Parker said that when you were kind of coming along and learning the position, you watch a lot of pass runners on YouTube. Who were some of those guys that you kind of really looked to?
I used to watch Aaron Donald a lot, and yeah, that's pretty much who I used to watch. I used to watch just a lot of Aaron Donald clips and just see the way he would get to the passer, get to the quarterback relentlessly, and I just tried to take some tips from that.
When Jordan and Niles decided to leave, did you sense an opportunity there for yourself to?
Not really much. I just was always going to be ready whenever my number was called, and you always have an opportunity here because we play a lot of guys here, and so just whenever you get the opportunity, whether it be earlier in the game or later in the game, you still have an opportunity. So I just feel like I've always had the opportunity, and I'm just now starting to capitalize on it.
and Aaron Donald's really great at his get off the line of scrimmage. How do you try to emulate that?
I try as much as I can. It's very good having a guy like Bryan in the room because his get off is freaky. We always compete and we argue every day. Me, him, and Tyler, who has the fastest get off, and so just having guys like that around me has helped me a lot with my game.
Is it strength and conditioning? Is there explosion drills, types of things?
Yeah, we always do. We used to do explosion drills on Tuesday right over there, and it used to get heated here at 6 in the morning. Me, Tyler, Trey, and Brian, it would get heated in the morning, and we just always compete, no matter what it was. But we would just always compete and prove who's the fastest guy.
And what kind of drills? Were they?
I usually get off drills and get offs with chains and stuff, and maybe we do like a 10-yard sprint and stuff. But maybe we're gonna race soon, and at the end of the season, maybe when everybody's all fixed up and stuff, we're gonna race.
As you ready to begin ACC play, how important is it for this next group of guys, the next group that comes in and plays the role to make sure that the standard remains that we're the best team in the ACC and then there's no problem?
It's very important. Our next goal is to win the division and stuff. So starting ACC play this week is very big for us. And now we get to face an ACC opponent and just, try to get to our next goal. And,
I think Coach Madden was just saying you still hang out with all the skinny guys, all the skill guys. So what's your group?
I usually hang out with the same guys. JP, Jalen Phillips, Andrew, Joe Nagata, Frank Ladson, Sheridan Jones, and just all those guys. Those are my guys. I mean, most of them are my roommates and stuff, and Tyson. So, I mean, I think myself, I'm pretty skinny myself. I look good, but we're not gonna get into all that. And I just, yeah.
So this Coach Madden will give you heat for that, hanging out with all the skinny guys.
Yeah, he always asks me why I'm always around these guys, and because those are just my guys. And when before I came here, I was really small. I wasn't as big as I am now. So to me, I still think I'm the same size, but to other people, maybe I'm a little larger.
At risk, what was your transition like to football, given that you didn't start so late?
It was pretty easy for me. Playing basketball, you run a lot, so the conditioning and stuff was always there, and just that grit. I played at a River Rouge. Basketball is a pretty good school. Great at basketball. We'd go to the state championship every year, and just that drive and that passion for the game of basketball just translated to football, and I just fell in love with it.
Your basketball would be your path?
Pardon me? Yeah, I would. I was pretty tall in middle school, and I thought I'd grow to be like 7 foot. But after that, after my sophomore year, I just accepted it that I wouldn't grow anymore. So I just wanted to look for other opportunities and started playing football and fell in love with it.
You still play basketball on the side. I know Marcus Tate was on the call last week playing with Georgia Tech. You play with your skinny guys.
Yeah, we play basketball all the time. It gets real competitive out there, and I just throw it in the air right now. I think I'm the best basketball player on the team. I'm a sharpshooter and stuff, so I don't really go in the paint, but my 3-point percentage might be like 90%.
Who kind of got it? Did somebody kind of tell you, hey man, maybe give football a shot? Anything like that?
It was Coach Parker. It was my sophomore year. We had just lost in the state championship game at the Michigan State Breslin Center, and he just came up to me. He said, "I want you to try football," and I was already thinking about it, but I didn't tell anybody. And, he just kind of got me under his wing and started taking me on visits and teaching me the game, and just trying to really, most of it was just getting my body right, prepared for all the physicality of football. But Corey Parker, he's a great guy, and he helped me along the way.
What was the biggest transition going as a basketball player to a football player?
It was mainly I was always a physical basketball player, but the physicality is a lot different when you're in the pads and it's just you and the guy in front of you, and you're trying to take his head off and he's trying to take your head off, and just a different mentality.
I think you said that they tried you a receiver first.
Yeah. Yeah, they tried me at receiver, but I really couldn't catch. I'm better at catching now. I've developed my skill. I be out there practicing with Frank and Joe, so I think I'm better passing now. I'm better at catching and stuff now. But yeah, I went from receiver, then they tried me at tight end, and I guess that didn't work out for some reason. I played linebacker for a little bit, did some 7-on-7s, and then towards the beginning of the season, he said, "I think I want you to try out defensive end," and I just fell in love with pass rushing and getting to the quarterback.
What was your first thought though when you're going from receiver to tight end now on the line? I mean, you feel like you're kind of out of your depth.
To be honest, I had no clue what was going on. I was just going with the motion and just doing whatever was best for my team at that point. I wasn't even thinking of myself. I was just thinking of the team, and wherever they needed me, that's what I was going to do. So it wasn't that big of a deal.
Coach Parker said the next day after that state championship game, you talked to him, you were right at the gym. Was that just kind of, were you just anxious to get started with football, or what was that kind of, mental refocus like for you?
Just me, myself, I just hate sitting around for long periods of time. So I just always want to do something. So, I took one day off after we lost just to see what it was like. But I just hate taking days off. So I would just go in there and lift by myself. And, he caught me in there. And then we went through a whole workout, and we talked about a workout plan. And he just told me if I just stay committed and keep coming in the gym, then things will turn out good for me.
Yeah, talking about the skinny guys, does it surprise you that you're almost 300 pounds?
Some days when I step on the scale, it shocks me that I got to 300 pounds so quick. But, I look in the mirror and I still see myself in 2016. So that's all that matters.
Was this like a lot of protein, or what are you eating to get up to that?
To be honest, I have no clue. I just would eat. I just get bored and eat sometimes, and then I would always lift. And basketball is different. You're running around 24/7, but some days in football practice we just go hit each other and do a little stuff. So it wasn't as much running, so I wouldn't lose as much weight. But I always was an eater. I would eat a lot.
What's the thing that you're just like snacking on?
To be honest, I really used to just drink a lot of chocolate milk and peanut butter sandwiches, and I guess that sticks to your body. And I didn't know that at the time while playing football. And then I was about 220 when I first started, 210, real skinny, lanky guy. And then going into my junior year, I just stepped on the scale because I usually don't weigh myself because I never had to, watch my weight. And I was 260, and I was just like, wow. And then ever since then, I never looked back, just kept going.
Ruke, you talked about how the defense clicked in the spring and things like that. You guys all came. What was the motivation back? Was it the older guys like Nolan and Skalski were coming back? Was it, wanting to put aside how the season ended last year? What was the motivation for you guys all getting together?
I think everybody was just really self-motivated. It was just a different feeling in the air, and just seeing guys here after we came off that loss, just seeing guys here like the next day, working out and stuff, and that just showed me that this team was going to be special, and these guys were ready to handle some business. We're motivated by winning, and we're used to winning and stuff, and just the joy of winning just drives us even more.
When you see your defensive line, I mean, there's so much experience on that line. You must think, boy, we are really deep, and we can really make something happen. I mean, excuse me. Do you think you're one of the best defensive lines in the country.
Yeah, I think so. I think we are. We're a really special group. I mean, not many guys can go out there and throw out the different combinations that we have. There's no drop off. We could throw out Miles Murphy out there at end, and Xavier Thomas, KJ Henry, Justin Maskell, Reagan, Justin Foster. The list goes on and on. And so it's just so many guys you could throw out there and just keeping guys fresh and stuff. I think we could be a really special group.
I mean, people around here want to talk about the Power Rangers and Christian and Clee and all those guys. Is this line the equal of that group?
We want to be our own. We don't model ourselves as. I mean, they were great guys and stuff, but we want to make our own standard, and we just want to be better than the next, and just keep going on and maybe set the new standard. Who knows?
Did you guys prove something to yourselves on the defensive line when you go against Georgia and you're missing Tyler and you still are able to be disruptive?
Yeah, Tyler he's a big part of our defense. He's a really great player, and just having guys like Trey and Darnell and Peyton being a freshman stepping up, and it was just really good to see that there was going to be no drop off whether he's not there or whether he's there, and it was just continue to rotate guys in, and it was no drop off at all, and we held our own.
You're Nigerian.
Yeah.
Are you Yoruba?
No, I'm Urobo. It's a smaller tribe.
Still speak another language?
I just speak English. I understand my parents sometimes, but they usually use it to talk about me and my siblings, so they really don't want us to understand it.
Anything from Zoom?
It's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. Obviously, your defense has been tremendous in the first two games, haven't allowed a touchdown yet. You led the country in sacks last year, but just 2 sacks in the first 2 games. You think that's just more of a function of the offenses you were playing and the quarterback getting the ball out quick, and you think the sacks will eventually come?
Yeah, I think they'll eventually come. The first 2 games we played, they weren't really dropping back to pass much. It was a lot of max protection in the last game, and South Carolina State has a great scheme at protecting their quarterback. So eventually I think the sacks will start coming and rolling in.
All right. Thank you, Root. Tonio.